Hello and welcome back to a Fresh Perspective on Business podcast. I am Laura Leyland. You might have known me from LinkedIn. Managing Director, co-founder of Fresh Perspective. I joke. Of Fresh Perspective Resourcing, which are a recruitment business genuinely focused and caring about finding the right people for the right business. It's not just about any bum on any seat. It's about the right bottom.
The right bottom,
And
the right seat.
That is my co-host for the day, Tony Greenwood.
Hello, everybody.
Who are you and where do you come from?
My name is Tony. I'm 38 from Chorley. I'm the head of broadcasting and entertainment at Fresh. Not in a full-time capacity. As you know, ladies and gentlemen, in a full-time capacity, I'm the sales director of a Beartown Brewery. We are a craft brewery in Congleton, Cheshire, England.
Spreading joy.
Spreading joy with beer. That's what we're doing.
Beer equals joy.
Me and Lauren back in the podcast booth. This is nice, isn't it?
It is nice. I feel like we've not been on one for a while together and I'm very much looking forward to it.
I am very excited, I have to say. You okay?
Yeah, I am okay. I'm a bit annoyed, actually.
Oh, Christ. Okay, please.
I would like to ask you a question.
Okay, let's shoot from the hip.
So I feel like recently, when I've been going to the gym more,
Yep.
and I'm getting a bit sick of being mansplained to.
Whoa. Can you explain that word to me?
So men explaining,
What are they explaining?
or what equipment I should be using, the fact that I'm doing something wrong, that I should be doing it like this, and I'm like,
No way.
who are you?
No way.
And do they do it to you?
No. I've never even heard of this before.
Is it a man to woman thing?
I've never even heard
Do
of
you
it.
think we need educating and coaching in the gym?
I don't know, but that is really interesting.
It isn't it? So a couple of PTs that are guys,
Okay, the
and a
PT.
couple of just gym members that are guys.
Okay,
Like,
so if
what?
we're going down this rabbit hole, let's go down it. Because there's a trainer at our gym. I won't say what trainer. I won't say what gym. And I've seen him train this guy 3 times, right? And honestly, his form on these bicep curls, everything, he's doing it too fast. His form, like even when he's doing traps,
Yeah.
his form's all wrong. And the
And
person,
he's got a trainer.
yeah, but his personal trainer's telling him what to do, and I'm like, oh dear, this is
Right.
terrible.
Well, hopefully that's not the same one that keeps telling me what to do. But let's circle back to this. I feel like it's a bigger conversation.
I've never heard of that before. It's a
Yeah.
bit disrespectful,
It is a bit.
and they're telling the wrong person, aren't they?
Yeah.
You'll have probably told them that you don't need any help.
Yeah.
You tell them that my fiance is a strong man, stronger than you little prick.
And he's an ex-PT.
And he's an ex-PT, which stands for personal trainer.
Very frustrating. But yeah, I would like
Anyway.
to continue this conversation after we've covered the topic, just in case whoever's listening isn't interested in my gym exploits, which
they
I don't know
will
why
be.
you wouldn't be, but
No, you will be.
that's not what we're here to talk about.
We're here to talk about embracing fear, which gave me a little bit of fear when I read the schedule yesterday. Unlocking growth by stepping. It says outside of the box. It could be outside of your comfort zone. Either one of
I would
those
say that,
is applicable.
because your comfort zone, it might not be a box, it could be a circle.
It could be a circle. Who knows?
I think mine is a circle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never
Anyway,
considered.
stepping outside comfort zone.
That's it.
Okay, so, right, what number is this?
Ladies and gentlemen, please, boys and girls, indulge me. Sit back, relax, enjoy yourselves. Just for a few moments, as I say. This is episode 217 of a Fresh Perspective on Business podcast. But Laura, can you share with me and everyone listening around the world on planet Earth today, what is that in Spanish, please?
Episodio número 217.
Oh my God! Wow! Yeah, I enjoyed that. Yes, 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 yes.
I do like speaking.
You
in
what?
Spanish.
Oh, you not
Well, I like
speak?
speaking.
You do like
But for
speaking.
those of you that, I mean, people probably don't know why we do it, why we do the numbers in Spanish. And you know what? I had forgotten, and I asked to ask Emily, who is my sister and business partner. She's the other co-founder of Fresh
She is.
Perspective.
She is.
She is the brainchild behind the podcast. Then she went on 2 lots of maternity leave, so she's left us reprobates to it. And right at the beginning, we didn't know what we were doing. And we were worried about we were really nervous about doing our first podcast. Please don't listen to the first one. It's awful. But it is.
Listen to the second one. It's called Idiots We Love, and I'm on it.
It's still out there for people to have a good laugh to. But me and Emily are a bit bonkers, and we have Spanish alter egos. And that's why, and we love going to Spain. I can speak the language, and that's where the Spanish numbers have come from, just in case you're interested.
And I don't even know why I started saying, I started co-hosting the podcast in January 2022.
Yeah.
Christ, 2.5 years. And I don't know how this phrase started, but it's been here for 130 episodes. Side note as well, and we're rambling. Sorry, Paula, about this.
Oh, yeah, Paula's my business coach. She keeps telling us that we've got to get into the topic early doors because that's what people have come to listen to.
And I am sorry, Paula, and I apologise to Paula on every single podcast that I'm on. And you're a theme in my head when I'm broadcasting, Paula. That's no word of a lie. Love you very much, and I do apologise for this. We're going to dive into the topic, but I just hold on. Why can we not have why can me and Vicky not have a tile? I want a tile. Because Emily's on the tile.
I'm not the one that said you can't have a tile. I've said you need to speak to marketing.
I am going to speak to marketing. Is that all right, Paula? You send me a message on LinkedIn,
Shall
Paula.
we ask Paula first and then say, Rachel, Paula said?
Yeah, no, but if Paula says no, I'm going to be upset.
Right, okay. Well, I've made a note. We will discuss this off air.
Off air. Let's talk about fear and what it means to feel fear in business, fear of rejection, fear of failure, fear of moving into the unknown, perhaps. Aren't we? Potentially. Yeah. This is all your brainchild, isn't it?
Because it is scary being in business. And we don't often admit that. And so recently I've gone through some things that make you feel scared and make you feel fear. But you feel the fear and you do it anyway because you absolutely have to. The show must go on.
The show must go on, baby.
As a business owner, if you're scared of something or you have fear of something, whatever that might be, and that will go into some certain things for me and Tony. But if you have a business of people that rely on you, and you feel fear, and you might want to run away and hide under your duvet, which I think is a normal response to some things. On some days when you're not feeling like you've got the energy to deal with it, but you can't do that because you have a team of people that rely on you to show up and feel the fear and do it anyway. Be consistent and get stuff done.
Exactly.
So you can't just run off. Well, if you do, momentarily, you have to come back.
Yeah, you can only do maybe only for an hour or so, or for a few moments. You need to come back and inspire your team.
Yeah,
like
you do. And so fear is natural. Everybody feels fear. I think I've been feeling a bit anxious more than normal recently, and I think anxiety for a lot of people is fear of the future, fear of what's to come, fear of the unknown. It's not necessarily fear of what's happening right now. You're not necessarily anxious about things that you're dealing with at that moment.
It's that what if question, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's exactly what it is.
And I do think that and then that is fear, and with it comes in different areas and different forms, which we'll talk about in a sec. But it is natural, and it's okay to say, I'm scared of this. This is scary as a business owner, and just deal with it, overcome it, share it, talk to other people.
Yeah, get advice.
If it holds you back, you will be prevented from reaching your full potential as a business owner, a leader, an entrepreneur, or a business. Yeah,
and essentially fear can be like paralysis, can't it? So it can just, like you say, it can really hold you back and stop you from being the person that you really are. And ultimately, the show must go on. I mean, even last night, back to running. We do a lot of running. Even last night, there was biblical downpours in Chorley, and I'm like, I am going running. The show must go on. We have to. And it's just the same in business. And we could even relate back that to the fear of you starting fresh 8 years ago, because that must have been quite a challenge. You're launching a new business and a new style of, it's not an agency, you know what I mean, a new way and a new concept of recruitment. So that must have brought its own fear. But you've done all right though, haven't you?
Yeah, we've done okay. We're 8.5 years old next month.
Beautiful.
The month of November, the year of 2024. But and it didn't help at the time. But people were like, well, what if you don't get any clients, and what if it doesn't work out? I'm like,
thanks.
Thank you very much for pointing out the two things that I'm most scared about.
Great.
What if you fail?
Yeah.
But someone, I think I've talked about it on the podcast before, someone I know won a business award recently, and it was the fourth time of him entering it. 4 years in a row, and he finally won it. And
Awesome.
his post said, quitters never win, and winners never quit.
Quitters never win. The name of Michael Bisping's book. He's a UFC fighter born in Clitheroe.
So at the beginning, if I'd said, sorry,
Quitters never win.
I cut you off.
No,
I'm
but it's
sorry.
true, and it's very, very true, and that you can relate that to fighting, you relate it to business. Quitters never win, and winners never quit. The show must go on.
It must. Oh, the show must be started. Like, if you didn't feel the fear and do it anyway, no one would ever set up a business, because you don't set up a business thinking it's going to be easy. You have to be bold and courageous and slightly crazy to decide to take that leap and set up a business. And you have everybody going, what if you fail? What if it doesn't work? What if this? What if that? And the one single thing that shone through for me was, but what if it works?
So
what if it works?
And so what if? Yeah. So I mean, when we were preparing for this podcast, I put a question in: do we plan for success and failure when we push the boundaries? So do we have a fallback position?
No one ever plans for failure. Well, I say no one. Not many people.
Yeah. So we have a phrase in our business: what's the definition of success, and also what's the definition of failure? What does good look like, and what does bad look like? And we're very, very quick to recognise what the definition of success is, but all too often we don't think about when stuff might go wrong, and maybe we should.
Yeah, I think because it would alleviate the pressure from when it does go wrong, which inevitably will.
Inevitably.
Well,
no, not inevitably. Maybe sometimes things will go wrong.
Something will always go wrong.
Yes.
Not everything always goes right. And I think if you plan for the worst case scenario, you plan for failure. Is it as scary because you're like, okay, we planned for this.
Correct.
This is what we expected, and this is what we know we need to do.
Or we thought this could be an eventuality.
So it could reduce the fear.
Exactly.
It won't get rid of it, but it would reduce it. So, and I like that, because I had a call with a client yesterday, and they're looking for some salespeople. We were working recruitment, don't know if I've mentioned. We're going to help them find them, and we're going to help them run an assessment day, which I'm dead excited about.
Oh, wicked.
We're going to design it.
No way.
Most assessment days I've been to, rubbish. This one's going to be mega.
Chair races.
Maybe not. Apparently, that's not in line with health and safety.
Come on.
I know.
Absolute nonsense.
But they said...
Anyway.
It's a sales job, so people need to be resilient, tenacious, rejection, blah, blah, blah. But they said, well, what we expect from our new hires is that for every 100 calls, you'll get one yes. And I'm like, wow. So 99 times they are failing, but they're planning for that. So they say to them, if you make a 99 calls and you get all these no's, it's all right because they're taking you to your yes.
So managing expectations of failure.
Yes, and I really, really liked it. No one has ever said that to me about a sales job on which we have recruited for many. And I'm like, I really like that. So the candidates won't be thinking, oh my God, nobody is saying yes. Everybody is saying no. I am scared of failing. I can't do it. I'm going to stop. They'll keep going because I expected this. I will get my yes. I'll get my 100th call and it's going to be a yes. Hopefully it'll come before then. But I really liked it, and it can be applied to other things. Like you said, planning for failure makes it less scary, and then you're more likely to feel mild fear and do it anyway.
Yeah, I never thought about that. That's really good. I'm really looking forward to this assessment day. Not that I'm going to come.
Me too. I feel really excited about it. I feel like it's something that would really give me joy.
I can tell. I can hear it and see it. That's what I can do. Let's just bring it back to running a little bit. Up to March 2020, I'd never run over a half marathon because I didn't think I could, and I was scared of doing it, and I wouldn't do it. I would not. I wouldn't.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Why were you scared of doing it?
Because I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I was fit enough, and
fear of failure.
Fear of failure, and I knew that to run over a half marathon meant that I was going to potentially train for a marathon, and I didn't want to run a marathon because I perceived it as too long. But then when I did it, I did 22 kilometres one day, and I'm like, oh, will you look at that? It's not as bad as we think.
And in April of this year, what did you do?
I did the London Marathon in
Yes.
3:51:27.
And how did you feel on the start line?
Oh, fine.
Oh, I was scared.
Well, I've done all my
I
training.
don't know what I was scared of.
I've done all my training though, hadn't I? If I was unprepared, I I would have been nervous, but I was pumped and ready
Oh.
because I put all the work in, and I
okay.
knew. I had my courage and my convictions in that.
Oh, so I felt at every race I feel nervous, and that to me is fear, because the feeling is the same. Like if you nearly crash your car, the spike that you get in your stomach is obviously more intense, but it's a similar feeling to me that when I'm nervous on a start line, I'm nervous about to step on stage and speak publicly.
Get that? Maybe I'm just
same
used.
feeling.
Maybe I'm just used to start lines though, because at
Maybe.
Manchester Half Marathon last year, I think I was pumped with excitement, which brought some nerves on. Only because I wanted to perform well and do a good time. But yeah, London was weird because I didn't. I was full of adrenaline and really good motivational tunes, so I was absolutely high.
But when we are on the start line and we feel fear, we don't not start the race, do we?
We always start.
We always
We always start.
And
Yeah.
and it's a recurring theme through this podcast.
Yes.
But it is. And it's also like sharing experiences. Like I don't know, there'll be lots of things that people are scared of. So when relating it to recruitment, scared to hire, scared to make that decision, worried that you're going to hire the wrong person.
Yes.
You might be hiring the first ever employee you've ever had. That is in equal parts exciting and terrifying, speaking from experience.
Yeah.
And then you might be scared. So once you've hired those people, you might let them run rings around you, not have difficult conversations, not manage them or lead them or train them correctly because you lack confidence because you're scared of people leaving.
Yeah, or scared of a backlash or the repercussions of your business. Yeah, absolutely.
But if you let the fear take over with those things, and I know they might not seem as big as certain things, they will to some people, and I speak from experience with all three of those.
You do.
But if you're scared to hire and you don't hire, you can't grow your business. If you're scared to make the leap and hire someone for the first time, you'll never free up your time to realise your full potential. And if you're scared of people leaving, then you could end up with a toxic culture and your customer service might be low, productivity might be low, but you are terrified of having difficult performance-related conversations because you don't want people to leave, when really they probably should, so you can hire better people. But it will hold your business back. It might hold back your reputation. And so it might seem small, but if it does hold you back, the impact of that fear is huge.
Wow. I was listening to you intently then.
Thank you.
I was, honestly. Yeah, it's very true. And sometimes it is quite fearful, isn't it, having difficult conversations in any environment. So, just go back to what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, and
You got to address it.
Yeah.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
And it might be different, like fear of having a difficult conversation with a team member might feel different to fear of a bungee jump.
I reckon the same.
One may feel more intense than the other,
Yeah.
but it's still the same principle.
It's still the butterflies in your stomach, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the anxiety.
Yeah, definitely. I think so
Oh.
anyway. So can you share a story, Tony, from your own experience where you felt fear and still pushed forward? It could be work-related, could be personal.
Presenting to an important customer about 4 weeks ago. Really wanted to win that piece of business, and I just felt a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. And although all the information was there and the presentation was right and everything was good, I was still and I was competent in myself of delivering it. I was still extremely nervous. I did know that I had to do it anyway, but I was still, I don't know, a bit like your public speaking a few weeks ago. You still get that nervous feeling and that sweaty palms.
Oh yeah, it
bit of
crosses my
anxiety.
mind. Just put my coat on and leave.
Yeah.
Or I had a big call recently, and I was like, so I just rearranged it.
Yeah. But in the end, it was all right. We still don't know whether we won that business, but
Fingers crossed.
fingers
pray.
fingers crossed.
Get it on a post-it
Go
note,
sit on a-
manifest it.
Manifestation on a post-it note. That's what we need to do. But yeah, even public speaking. When I've not done public speaking for a long time. I did do a presentation to 40 salespeople about 12 months ago, and I was a bit nervous about that, really. Even though I knew what I was talking about, and I knew the slides inside out, and I knew what I wanted to get across, and I had some prompts. I'm just still nervous, but got on with it.
Well, yeah, and was there a positive benefit to doing it?
Yeah, I got some sales out of it.
Yay! There we go.
Yeah, exactly right. So,
Then
discuss how fear can signal opportunities for growth. That's what Rachel's put in. But yeah, but fear can...
well, it does, because you don't learn from your comfort zone.
Staying in your comfort zone. Absolutely
like,
not. You've got to push the boundaries.
It was Cheryl, who works for me. She's part of my sales team.
Hi, Cheryl.
When we were talking about podcast topics, she's like, what about like networking, and talk about networking? And we've done topics on networking, but what I took from her suggestion was that it was a fear. I mean, I was scared of networking when I first went there. I felt sick with nerves, having to stand up and talk for about 60 seconds about my business that I'd literally only just set up.
Wow, right,
It was terrifying. But then when Cheryl and Vicky, who you'll have heard on the podcast before, when they started going networking, they were really nervous. It was scary, and I think if I'd given them the option, they probably wouldn't have gone.
No.
I mean, I did say, do you want to go? And they're like, yeah. And then on the day, if I'd said you don't have to go, they probably would have taken me up on it. But they went, and they've developed in confidence, the way that they talk about themselves, how they pitch their skills, their expertise, their business, their confidence. That confidence is filtered through their personal lives. And so that is how overcoming fear can signal opportunities for growth.
We went networking the other night, didn't we? And I walked into a room in Clitheroe, and I didn't know, and naturally Laura was late, of course. But I was nervous walking in there, and that's never usually me. And I wonder why that. Never thought about that, really. But once I got going and talking to people, I was all right. It's just that initial thing. Oh, my God. And I just literally stood at the bar, Yeah,
That surprises me.
It's like someone had to wind me up a little bit and get me going. Because when I walked in, I was like... I literally stood there and like... I need to get a bit of... I need to gain a bit of courage here.
Yeah, a bit of zhuzh.
A bit of zhuzh,
Possibly because you weren't expecting to be on your own. You're not prepared for that.
And I didn't know anybody at all. Nobody at all. Met a really nice guy from James from Community and Business Partners. Shout out, James.
Shout out to James.
Hope you're all right, James. Thank you.
Yeah, when you overcome your fear and do something, I think it when we talked earlier about it, not realising your full potential, like when you think, I'm not sure I could do this, I'm scared, but you do it anyway, and you're like, oh my God, you know what, I smashed that. And it builds your confidence, and it makes you realise that you can what you can achieve, and how that is so much more than what you thought you were capable of. And then it makes you feel passionate, and it makes you feel motivated, like you can take on the world. And then what would you do at that point when you feel confident, you're on it, and you feel like you can take on anything, you're invincible? Harness that feeling in that moment to just do something amazing. Maybe like book onto a marathon, or set up a business, or whatever it is. But like, there's been things in my business history over the last 8 years that have been really scary. Like COVID in 2020 was one of those. It would have been so easy to furlough everybody.
Yeah.
It would have been a lot less pressure. I wouldn't have had to use up all my cash reserves as a business owner. I would have shut the business, but I didn't, and it was scary to keep going. I did have to use every single penny that we had in reserves, and what came off the back of that was we didn't disappear from people's minds. We continued to we harnessed social media and LinkedIn, because we couldn't do anything else. Our recruitment board was like a blackout on Take Me Out. If you watch that show with Paddy McGuinness, you'll know what I'm talking about.
No one's recruited in COVID, that's for sure.
It was terrifying. There was no money coming in. There was just money going out. We still had to pay for our rent and our bills and everything, but we pushed on. And it was 3 months of awfulness. And then because we stayed in people's mind, we shoved our hearts and souls into social media and video, telling people how we can help, creating webinars to support people. Yeah. We came out of COVID having a best year. And had I not done that, had I furloughed everybody and retreated to the garden to enjoy the glorious weather,
indeed,
I don't think that would have happened. And I do not think we would be where we are today, with as good a reputation and a prevalent brand on LinkedIn as we do. Had we not, me and Emily, my sister, yes, there was a lot of crying on the couch, but then we decided to push through the fear and just fluffing do it. And amazing things came out of it. And I now know whatever challenge I am met with, if I can get through that, then I can get through anything.
Oh, and if that doesn't inspire you, ladies and gentlemen, nothing will. Well, Laura Leyland, speaking from the heart there. I felt that. I'm enjoying this. It's as much of a dedication for me as it is for everyone else.
Just thought we'd come and be motivational today.
Yeah, I quite like it. The final bit that we're going to talk about is the practical steps. And this is the tips and wisdom that we're going to give you to try and push your boundaries. So, manageable risk setup that build up your confidence. So take those little risks, those little baby steps initially to build your confidence, and set clear goals. So, like we said before, what's the worst that could happen? What's the best that could happen? And just map out some of those scenarios in your mind.
Yeah, so like if we go back to setting up fresh, everyone's like, what's the worst that could happen? I'm like, well, the worst that could happen is I don't sell anything and need to go and get a job. And I've never struggled getting a job, touch wood, although I think I'm maybe unemployable now after running my own business for so long. But I was like, that's the worst thing that could happen, that I just shut the shop up. Not that it's a literal shop. You know what I mean?
Shut the shop. Off we go.
Turn the lights off. I just go and get a job. And I thought, if I can't get a job doing what I'm good at, I could just go and get a job in Tesco or behind a bar. Like, I could have multiple jobs that could bring me what I need. And so that was, I'd planned, I suppose, for failure. And then what we did, we didn't both leave and set up together straight away because we didn't know we'd be able to make enough money to pay us both. So we staged it, and I was honest with my current employer because I wasn't going to a competitor, and he let me reduce my hours, and so that was like breaking it down into smaller manageable risks. That I spent some days building up my clients, and then I tapered it. And you might not always get that opportunity, but try and do things in your own time. I did it at the weekends. I got up at stupid o'clock in the morning to create my CRM and build my network on LinkedIn, and I worked at night and I worked at weekends whilst holding down a job. But to me, that was a manageable risk because it meant I could get it off the ground whilst I was still being paid. So it's just an example of that.
You need to surround yourself with the right people, and having a support system, like some friends in business, like a business coach, like a mentor, can really make a difference, and also give you the opportunity to bounce some things off those people, whether it be good or whether it be bad, because it will not be, the glide path won't always be linear, will it? There'll be some ups and there will be some downs.
It's going to be a bumpy ride. You need to strap in. Strap in
and make sure you've got a good support network around you. So,
yeah, like a pit crew. That's what it's called.
Like a pit crew.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And on the example that I'm talking about, like, I wish I'd had more people in my network that had set up and run businesses when I started fresh. My network were employees, and they were senior leaders in employed work, so knew a thing or two about certain elements, finance, legals, etc.
Yeah.
But I wish I'd had more of a network of people that had done it rather than just my friends and my family and the people that I'd worked with. So that they weren't the wrong team. I just think I needed added people in the team. Probably would have made it easier.
More entrepreneurs.
It would have been more of a soft landing. They'd have been able to guide and introduce me to the right solicitor, the right accountant, all the things that you have to think about. But yeah, I know this is just one example of things, but whether it's starting a business, pushing on with sales, doing public speaking, running a marathon, whatever the goal is, if you're running a marathon, speak to the people that have run a marathon, and that's what I did, and they gave me some good advice that I took on board. So yeah, finding the right people, and you don't even need to know them necessarily, but now podcasts weren't really much of a thing 8.5 years ago, nowhere near what they are now. Like, you've got literally so much information.
Yeah, of course, out there, yeah.
At your fingertips, on your earlobes.
And your earlobes.
And YouTube videos of people that have done it and will give you tips, TED Talks, stuff like that.
For free.
For free. You don't even need to go and know these people. You can just listen to their books, listen to their podcasts.
Here comes the sales bit, folks. If recruitment is one of those areas that's been holding you back, outsourcing it to Fresh Perspective might just be the push you need. We handle the recruitment so you can focus on pushing your business forward without the extra weight on your shoulders. Please get in touch today. Check out our website or message one of the team.
Why have you gone whole Zoolander on me?
I've gone voiceover.
Yeah, it's Zoolander. You reminded me of Ben Stiller.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't try to be then.
But yeah, so if recruitment is one of the things that you're
That's
trying to
holding you
overcome,
back.
yeah, it's holding you back. And so you set clear goals, you start small, surround yourself with the right people. Like, we are the right people, whether you want us to do it for you, or you want one of us to come and train you how to do recruitment. We're the right people in your network to start that journey with. We can advise, we can guide with a mentor, we can give specific training on anything recruitment related. Or, I mean, you might try that and still not want to do it because you realise that you need to focus on sales or whatever, or customer service, account management, whatever it is.
Yes.
We can do the whole thing for you as well.
We can.
Either as an add-on to the training or instead of. But, yeah. So we are, if recruitment is what it is you need help with, or business.
Or business
setting
stuff.
up a business. Know a thing or two about that now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Surrounding yourself with the right people. It might be me. It could be our team. But if it's recruitment, we are the guys and gals for the job.
Agreed. Thank you very much. That's it.
Is
Wonderful.
that it? Are we done?
Well, not we're done, but I think we can underline that's the right thing to do. If recruitment is the thing that you're fearing, get in touch with the gang at Fresh, and they'll give you an hour of your time just so you can chat it through. We'll see what we can help with, and see if we can move it forward. It's as simple as that.
Because the show must go on. If you need people in your business, you've got to find them. If
show
you need
must go
sales
on.
in your business, you might be scared of doing that, but you still have to do it, or else nobody gets paid.
You've got to get the sales moving, baby.
And if you want to grow your business, recruitment is part of that. And if
It
fear
is.
of it is holding you back, then you're not going to grow your business.
And we can
Which
help
would
with
be a damn shame.
that. Yeah, it would be. We can help with that, so please reach out. Send Vicky Taylor a message on LinkedIn. She would love to receive your message.
And there's loads of other things that I've been scared of in business. I've had a list as long as my arm. COVID was at the top. So if anyone ever wants to know, drop me a message on LinkedIn. We can have a chin wag, a virtual brew, an actual brew in person.
An actual brew.
But there's a lot of things that I've been scared of whilst we've had Fresh, personally and professionally. And I would say I've probably faced most of them and overcome them. And I've come out the other side stronger, more confident, and a lot more wise.
That's nice, isn't it? A lot more wise. With
Like an
more
owl.
wisdom. With more wisdom to share and impart on the rest of the people of planet Earth.
So, and I won't go through everything on this podcast because it would be hours long, but please feel free
When you would
to
switch
follow
off.
Fresh, listen to our other podcasts, look at our YouTube channel that I've got some videos on there, or reach out to me on LinkedIn.
Absolutely wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I've enjoyed listening to you today.
Oh, thanks. Well, hopefully everybody else has as well.
I hope so, yes. I'm going to compare. Oh, Paula, let us know about the tile, will you? If you've got all the way to the end.
Oh, yeah. We can talk about the mansplaining thing off air.
We can. And also, I'd love to ramble on about watching Gangs of London or walking the lakes with my dog or duck bowling, but I've got a meeting in 5 minutes, believe it or not, and time is short.
Oh, it's okay. Well, we can chat about that later.
We can. The only thing I'd like to direct you to, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, is on the 1st of November, it's a Friday, and if you are local to West Lancashire, to Chorley, Preston, Blackburn, Leyland, etc., there is an event called Friday Club, which happens on the first Friday of every single month. It's a brainchild of my friend Dave Scholes from Six Connections and JD Davis, where some people from business all turn up, have a bit of a chat, unpack some stuff, and unwind from the week. It's usually in East Lancashire because that's where Dave and JD are from, whether it be Clitheroe, whether it be Burnley, whether it be Accrington. But lo and behold, this time it's in Chorley at Bar
Hey.
38 on Market Street. So if you would like to come along on the 1st of November for a couple of beers or some wines or some gin or a coffee, whatever you want, and meet Team Fresh and have a chat with me, or just none of those things and just turn up, please come along. It's at Bar 38, which is BRRR, like a sheep, 38 on Market Street. We'll put a link in the description to this to the podcast.
Wonderful.
Thank you
so
very
much for that.
Laura, I'm going to ask the same question of you that I asked Vicky a few weeks ago. Are you ready?
Go on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to leave Laura Leyland to say the last word on the podcast.
Flamingo.